Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by Sort and Sensibility. Today I'm going to tell you about the makeover we did for our cabin. We moved, it's been almost a year, so I'm sort of celebrating our 1-year anniversary and thought I would get some information out to you as to how we did it. And I'm sitting in the new pavilion that we built so that we could have a screened in area. There was no screened in porch in the home. That kind of leads me to our first big challenge, and that was that the home was not really set up to be an everyday home. It was sort of a vacation home, so there were a lot of things that it was missing. We were needing to change some structures, like the loft was open in 2 areas, and that was what we needed to convert to a master bedroom. So I'll show you that. The other changes that we made were in the category of aesthetics. I didn't want this to look like a man cave or a hunting cabin. It was kind of dark with the colors and real cabin-y feel, if you know what I mean, rustic with the decor. I wanted to lighten and brighten it a little bit, give it some more modern and feminine touches, ones that my husband was okay with too, and he actually came up with a lot of the ideas. And then I would say the third challenge that we had was just getting the place organized. Moving from a house with about 4,100 square feet and moving into this house, which is 2,100 square feet. So already it was about half the size. And not only that, but it didn't have a lot of practical storage built into it. So we had to get really creative with organization and storage, which is kind of right up my alley. So if I can do this, I can help anybody downsize now. Judge, I know that you're a little nervous about this, but let's go see the upstairs again, okay? Come on, you first. Or me first? Okay, I'll go. The open stairs. So the front of this house is log cabin. The back of the house is more modern. But the front is what we're mostly dealing with storage issues. There's a cute balcony here that looks down. Judge, where are you? But much to my chagrin, the closet in this room, which will be our master bedroom eventually, is the tiniest one of all. Now it is the deepest one because it has a slanting ceiling. I don't even think there's a light in here yet, but we'll fix that. So it goes way back there. We can, stash things in the back, but I want to get to things in the front. So we're going to get creative in this space, and we're going to add some more storage over here as we put up a few walls. So that'll be exciting to show you later. So tomorrow we move everything in, or most everything in. I start unpacking and start solving some storage problems. Let's go upstairs to the loft and I'll show you how we softened up the cabin-y feel to our master bedroom. Place some sheer curtains around the windows to soften up those corners. Since we wanted to go with blue, we found this piece of furniture that has some really nice engraving on it. We used wicker from our old house. We used these carpets from our old house. It's really nice when you can repurpose furniture and decor from a place you're moving from. We used to have these carpets actually in our living room. So you have to think outside of the box and use them differently than you normally would. These 2 white chairs add a little bit of brightness to the room. We tried to get as much white as we could. This piece of furniture is an antique that's been painted. We found an antique store that had quite a bit of painted furniture, so we added as much white furniture as we could. There's another sheer curtain. This is a great place for a vacuum cleaner to hide. Here's some more white furniture with a touch of a blue rose. Wicker basket in the back there to hold an extra blanket. These side tables here are actually meant, I believe, to be on the side of a couch. They're very, very deep. So there's actually quite a bit of storage in them for anything you'd want at your bedside. These pillows were in our living room before. We bought a light beige bed and used white bedding accented with blue to give it a little contrast. This mirror was above our mantle in our living room before, and we thought about painting it, but we really liked the contrast of that dark wood on the creamy white walls. And as you can see, there's dark wood on all this white furniture that we bought. This is a matching set. You can see the detail in there that was painted white, and the handles were either painted black or came black. I think they redid those. These candlesticks were the very first piece of decor I bought for this room, and that is what inspired the rest of the room pretty much. We left this chandelier here because it really did go with our shabby chic theme. We kept this beam exposed even though we built a wall right there and right there. We wanted to keep the beams exposed as much as possible because we thought that would continue from the other side. I just didn't want to lose that feature. It still looks cabiny, but not too cabiny. It's just right. We had to put most of our clothes in dressers because we have hardly any closet space. Whenever I can, I like to fold things vertically, also called file folding. These are all of my t-shirts that I wear for my work or working outside in the garden. And then I also like to use these dividers. We got these on Amazon. They're plastic and they're adjustable. They are, I believe, 4 inches deep, so they're great for a drawer with clothing. You can also use those for t-shirts. And of course, I put hooks wherever I could on the walls. In this case, I use these hooks inside of my closet for things I'm going to wear again, like sweaters. And my husband uses this coat and hat rack for things he's going to wear again. Incidentally, we also were able to build this extra closet cubby into a wall that we put in using a door from the wet bar downstairs that we no longer needed because we ripped it out. So this is another closet for my husband. It actually goes really deep all the way back there, and so he can store seasonal clothing and things he doesn't need to get to that often. The only closet that came with this room was this tiny little closet. You can see I have my jewelry on the outside, like I used to have this in my bathroom inside the hut. And this only had one hanging rack before, but we made it double hanging and then put some long hanging in the back. So it's a little squished and I had to purge a lot of clothing, but I was able to do it. Now as we back up here, you'll be able to see this little cubby here that we were able to transform with a piece of furniture we already had, this storage bench. You can see this opens up and I keep some extra sheets and things in there. This is a nice place to sit and have some quiet time. I keep everything to do with my music up here in this little cubby, and I can look down onto the living room from here. So you can see the guitar that I keep out with the music that I pared down into one box. And then I hid my cases here where they wouldn't be obtrusive in the room. They really don't. They're really not noticeable. There's one behind the door here. And I ran out of room for my shoes, so I just put this up today to add some of my summer shoes. This is another neat hiding place for storage, and right now I have all of my winter shoes in there. And this also is an illusion. It looks like a dresser with drawers, but really it's a hutch cabinet. where we can hang more clothing. So I just want to give you a vision for the drastic changes we made in this room. This loft was open here. There was no door. There was no wall. This was all just railing that went that way, came across here, and then went that way. And you could see down the stairs. So really everything that you see here, this was rail and rail. We were able to put wall going all the way up and then put a little bit of a ceiling. As long as it's 8 feet clearance from the step that's underneath it, you can do that. And then that's where that extra closet went. And then here, it's not very good lighting, but we have a barn door that slides open and closed. Just gives us just enough privacy. And we have a little latch here to hold it open in case we're carrying lots of things like laundry. And then over here, this was completely open. There was no wall or door right there. And so it led right out to this balcony, completely open. We thought about changing this whole area into a walk-in closet, but we didn't want to lose the charm of that balcony. One last look here at the bedroom. Really love how it turned out. We actually started out with a sort of a periwinkle blue walls, and it just did not look right, so we changed it to a cream. Stay tuned for the last few seconds of this video for some satisfying before and after pictures. So let's take a walk into what was going to be our master bathroom. It turned out a lot different than what we had originally planned. You can see here, this is a very small sink and countertop. This is the smallest shower that we have in the house. Great for one person. So we were thinking that we would rip the sink out, add more storage there to match the storage that's here. And over on this side, we would add a double vanity. But then we realized, because of how narrow this room is, that it would be a little too crowded. So instead, we made this my husband's bathroom. We're very happy with this solution because I get my own bathroom too. Underneath his sink, we love to use these 3-drawer containers. You can get them at Walmart for like, I think it's $10 or something. And I also like to get these containers at Walmart. These are $5 to $6 each. Under his sink, it's deep like all the other sinks in our house. And I left this toilet paper in the bag just to demonstrate that 2 of these packages, 24 rolls of toilet paper, will fit on their side in this sink. It's awesome. And then over here, we use the same kind of containers. This is a very deep closet as well. I love that I can actually pull out these containers, and let me see if I can reach back here while I'm holding the phone. This is empty right now, but if we wanted to put something else in it, we could, without too much trouble, except just now, get back there and get what we need. This is a back stock. I haven't labeled it yet. And all of our medicines and such. Some of the bottles don't fit in these little drawers, so we just put them on the sides. We had this door built by a carpenter to match our other cabinetry, and we're really happy with it. My husband put up this blind here to give us some privacy. And then over here is a table that we used to have in one of our guest rooms, and we now use it for laundry underneath. Whites, lights, and darks. And it works great because I can take just one load at a time and complete it. This is my drawer of things for when I need to use this bathroom in the morning or in the evening because I am sleeping in the room right next door. This is my husband's. Okay, I didn't organize that. Last, these two rugs used to be in our living room and they work perfectly in the bathroom. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me at Sort and Sensibility as I show you my cabin makeover part 1. This was just the master suite today, and in future episodes, I hope to show you our living room and kitchen and laundry room and office. So hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when new episodes come out.